CEO of Dragonfly Africa. We're an inbound DMC and tour operator. This is a fabulous initiative that Natalia and her team started, and I saw it, one of my staff pointed it out, and we thought, well, actually, our chairman, Rupert Jeffries, would be a prime candidate to nominate. We've all been through a lot in this time, and he has never once got stressed about it. He's remained calm throughout, encouraged us throughout, and yeah, we felt that he'd be a great candidate to be nominated.
So Yolanda, how long have you worked with Rupert?
18 going on to 19 years.
And in what capacity? How did that journey look like?
Oh, it was very interesting. I mean, from my side, I've always loved the hospitality industry, so much so that I finished hotel school and literally went straight to Sun International, and then kind of worked in the hospitality industry in Africa and a little bit in Germany, came back to South Africa, started a career on the sales and marketing side at Spear, and was pretty much headhunted by Dragonfly Africa by Rupert Jeffries, because I used to do all of their eventing. So out of the blue, got a call, and Rupert said, would you like to join our team, our DMC team? Didn't quite understand what the DMC does or how they make their how do they sell, where do they fit into the picture. I was very young. And yeah, since then, I kind of moved from an operations main contact in Cape Town into a sales role, sales and marketing, and I've become one of the shareholders, and also am vice president of sales and marketing now. So it's been kind of 18 years of just moving up and more responsibility and loving what we do more and more.
So having worked so closely with Rupert, what is it about him that you feel lifts others? What is it about him that has this hand-holding status to it that actually catapults you from the point of joining, not knowing what a DMC is, to the point where you're a VP in the company?
Yeah, it's his attention to detail. He will not accept anything but the best. Never, without a doubt. I've never seen it. I don't think I ever will. It drives us all a little bit nuts, and he knows that. But nothing will ever be mediocre. It has got to be 100%. Also, his fairness. He's an extremely fair person, very kind and generous. I think he sees us all as his children, and he's built up this business from absolutely nothing. He came from the advertising industry in the UK, fell in love with South Africa, bought a tiny little bed and breakfast hotel, or actually it was just like a little bed and breakfast at that point. He turned it into the first Relais Chateau property ever in Southern Africa. And then from there, people started, because of his passion and because of his perfectionist personality, people said, well, we want you to get involved with booking the rest of our itineraries. And he then started literally out of his bedroom doing FIT travel. He was also one of the very first kind of lodges, or in combination with Londolozi, doing this game lodge kind of English hotel package. And we still laugh. I think he was selling a night at Sabiri, fully inclusive, for 16 Rand 95. And I think at that point it included flights or something. I know, it's ridiculous. So that's how long he's been in the industry. And then from there, so it was not something he planned to do at all. It was always his clients that experienced his service levels, his attention to detail, who kind of pushed him into what we are today, which is one of the foremost players in the DMC international inbound DMC arena. So also, even with the destinations that we operated in, we always started in South Africa, didn't think we would go anywhere further. But our clients said, we want to come back and we want to travel with you. So because of them, we started kind of growing into Southern Africa, and we are now also operating in East Africa. And it's purely because people want to travel with us. So kind of a little bit of pressure on their side, but it's also created this magnificent company that's good for our staff because they get to see and experience more. And it's great for our relationships with our clients because they're coming back again and again. So all really, really good.
What have you personally learned from Rupert that you would not have known, that you would not have been had it not been for you having landed with Rupert?
That you always treat everybody with respect, not just your clients. And you don't have this front where the client is always right. And, you know, if something happens, you just automatically assumes the worst from your staff, or that it went wrong because of something, you know, that's happened behind the scenes. That you actually need to take this whole situation and treat everybody with the same respect as you would with a client. And that has also earned us a fantastic name in the industry as, again, a very fair company to work for. We look after our staff that works for us, but also our suppliers. We are nothing without our suppliers. If we don't look after our coach driver and make sure that he has a meal, he's looked after, he's got good accommodation, etc. You know, we need, this is what makes us successful, is all the hundreds of people around us that has a little spot somewhere in the puzzle that that makes it all work. So yeah, it's respect for our suppliers, it's respect for our clients, obviously, and huge respect for our team that puts in hours and hours in their lives and passion and dedication. So that's, yeah, to respect the entire hospitality community, because we are such a close-knit community. Yeah, and we all together make it work. There's not one person. It's a team. It's a team, and you have to look after your kind of team members and co-workers.
And beyond owning a company and employing people, how does Rupert give others a hand up in the tourism industry? How does he lift others?
Oh, by just sharing his knowledge and his passion for the destinations, but also for what he's created. The fact that he would always try and promote within, and I'll just give you a few, kind of like Mike Waller. Mike started off as a young little GM of his hotel. He's now moved up into a CEO role of, you know, one of the biggest DMCs, certainly in South and Southern Africa. One of my sales managers she started off as a spa therapist at his hotel. She then eventually moved into a GM position at Sibeli. When that closed down, because he since then closed down Sibeli, she moved over to Dragonfly as a absolutely like non-experienced tour director. And she very, very quickly moved herself up into a senior tour director or planner's position. And she's now my kind of number two. So that's the type of, and we see it all the time. It's that kind of building from within and recognizing the beauty and the passion and the work that they put in from right down at the bottom. Also, another success story is Jeffrey Mokwane, Moteo Tours. He used to be Rupert's driver, like a personal driver. He stayed at his house and did a little bit of maintenance work at his house. We sent him to do his guide course, etc. He's since moved on, and he owns his own touring operator with cars. He's got 4 or 5 different cars. And he is, just also, again, just by being given opportunities and support, and then being moved up into he's a business and a very successful young Black man that he's got the world ahead of him. So lots of those stories that I can kind of tell you.
And has that inspired you to similarly look for opportunities where you can give others a hand up?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's so important. My kind of personal assistant is now also a sales manager. She looks after predominantly South America and Australia, New Zealand. And she started off as a little kind of assistant booking my flights. And she's now on flights traveling to South America doing her thing. So absolutely. I think that's very much a company culture that Rupert has created.
What would you tell people in the industry, your peers in the industry, who at the moment are perhaps feeling like there isn't a future, or that they don't know how long they can actually continue to feel the way that they feel? What would you tell them?
That in all my heart and my being and everything that I believe in, that this destination, Africa, is going to be the destination that people will want to come back most. And once things are gonna open up, we are going to fly. People have the need to travel, absolutely, the wanderlust. But I think people especially now want to kind of go back to that bucket list. They want to go Africa, go back to almost like their roots. I know it sounds cliche, etc., but kind of go back to where a destination touches your soul and touches your heart in so many different ways. So on the incentive side, I know that a lot of businesses need to kind of build themselves, and with an incentive destination like South Africa, and we've had a few calls with our clients, is that people are just performing even better because Africa is out there, and we must just hang tight. We must get over this. We've got what it takes. We know that. We've got the service levels. We've got the airports. We've got the infrastructure. We've got the hotels. It's a matter of just waiting. And then I believe that we will be one of the top destinations in the world again.
What's the final thing you'd like to say to Rupert?
A big fat thank you. Because not only does he believe in us, and he sees potential. Each and every person that is in our company, he has seen potential, and he believes in us, and he never takes second best. He will never accept it. And yet he believes in us, and he's the funnest guy you've been with. He always makes sure that we have a good laugh. He always says, you work hard. But, if we travel, and Mike and I can both say this, we were very young, never traveled. And whenever you would go on a sales call or sales trip with him, he would make sure that he would take us to a show on Broadway. Amazing. And that you'll have the opportunity to go on a little boat cruise, wherever. Just kind of also work hard, but enjoy life, because that's what we ultimately giving to our clients, is that experience. So also travel, work hard, get the business, but also try and see a little bit of the destination. He's a very, very kind, generous, reasonable, but professional person.